If you had to choose one, would you choose a smoker or a barbecue? Hey, welcome back to The Average Kitchen. Today we're gonna talk about smokers versus barbecues. I've got a Traeger smoker, which you've seen in some of my videos before, and I also have a Weber barbecue. I wanna talk about the pros and cons of both, and if you had to pick one, what would you choose? And I'll let you know what I chose. A couple things that we wanna discuss. Startup process. The startup process with the Traeger, if you're a Traeger person or if you're not, can be slow. Turn it to smoke, lid open, wait for it to start to smoke, close your lid, get it up to your temperature. It's probably, depending on what temperature you want to cook at, it's probably a 15-minute process to get it up to the temperature that you want it to be at. With a barbecue, propane or natural gas, you fire it up, close your lid, set it to whatever temperature that you want it to by having your different dials set at different positions. I'm gonna say within 5 to 10 minutes, it's up to your cooking temperature. In that, I score the speed of a barbecue a little higher than I would with the Traeger. Versatility. The Traeger, you can pretty much cook anything on it. You can bake on it. You can smoke sausage. You can do large pieces of meat like brisket and pork shoulders and so on and so forth. With a barbecue, a little bit less versatile in the sense that your temperature regulated control is not as accurate as a digital control as you have on the Traeger. On a barbecue, you're guessing with your 3 dials, in my case 3 dials, to roughly get to a certain temperature. With the Traeger, you set it to 225. Digitally, it's gonna stay at 225. So the versatility of the temperature control, the score goes to the Traeger. You also have way more versatility on what you can cook on the Traeger as well. So let's talk about climate. I live in Canada. We get temperatures roughly minus 30 Celsius, minus 35. With the Traeger, even though I have a insulation blanket that goes over top of the Traeger, there's no way that I can get over 400 degrees Fahrenheit in the midst of the winter. With the propane barbecue that I have here, no problem. I can set it, I can get it to 500 or 600 degrees in the middle of the winter, no issues. So when it comes to climate, in the climate that I live here in Canada, and the versatility, the barbecue has more versatility for high heat than the Traeger. Let's talk about cleaning and maintenance. So I've done videos in the past on both cleaning and maintenance of the barbecue and cleaning and maintenance of the Traeger. They're both a bit of a pain, let's be honest. You're gonna get dirty, you gotta bust out the shop vac. I would say they're equally as much of a pain. However, the Traeger needs more attention or more maintenance done to it. It needs to be cleaned more frequently than a barbecue, in my opinion. On a barbecue, you can crank up your temperature and burn off all those drippings. With the Traeger, you don't have that ability. Let's talk about fuel, source, and costs. So in this case, this is a propane barbecue. They also make them in a natural gas model. Your propane cost around here, roughly $25 for a 20-pound cylinder of propane. I've never really mapped out how many hours of cook I would get on it, but a bag of Traeger pellets, and I buy mine at Costco, is roughly $30. And again, I've never mapped out how many hours I get, but I would say the cost for your fuel is roughly the same. However, if you run out of propane, and if you're like me and I always have a side standby filled propane tank, I could switch that out and get it back up to temperature within 5 minutes. If you run out of pellets in your Traeger, and trust me, it's happened to me before, and it's probably happened to you too, it's a colossal pain. You have to do the shutdown procedure, fill up your pellet hopper, start back to your startup procedure, get it to smoke, close your lid, set it to your temperature. I'm gonna say the turnaround on, if you run out of pellets, your turnaround is probably 20 to 30 minutes to get it back to where you were. So in that case, I definitely give it to your barbecue if you have a spare propane tank. So the next topic I wanna talk about is taste and overall results. There's no doubt this one's not even close. Blown away, hands down. The Traeger is gonna give you much better taste and results. There's nobody that I know that can take a piece of chicken off of a propane or natural gas barbecue and say, wow, that was barbecued over a propane flame. However, if you smoke a brisket like I've done before many times, and it comes off this Traeger smoker, everybody that I feed it to says, wow, can you ever taste the smoke? Can you ever taste the fact that it was slow cooked? No question. Overall taste and overall performance of what you're gonna get at the end result, gotta go to the Traeger. So in conclusion, if I had $1,000 to spend and I had to pick one product, either this Weber barbecue or the Traeger smoker, what would I pick? The barbecue. I know, I love the Traeger. The Traeger's amazing, don't get me wrong, but I just feel that given where I live in Canada, given our 4 seasons that we have here, I feel that the more versatility would be with the barbecue and would give me more options throughout the winter to be able to cook. Yeah, I love doing a massive brisket or I love doing a pork shoulder, but that happens like 5 times a year. But when you're pumping out burgers and sausages and dogs and chicken breasts and so on and so forth, you're pumping them through the barbecue here. So overall, I choose the Weber barbecue. Let me know what you would choose. Leave a comment in the description and maybe we could chat about it. Give me your points. Tell me why you think that the Traeger's better or maybe you like the barbecue better. Thanks for tuning in. That's our video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one.